Okay, so Cheshbon HaNefesh Le'iyunu Ma'aseh for analysis and for practice. Kol Perek Aleph Mishar Cheshbon HaNefesh, or so Kol says a whole shar of Cheshbon HaNefesh. Amar Shkvar is Hanu Cheshbon HaNefesh says we already warned on Cheshbon HaNefesh. Shu Ishtadlus Beino Lebein Sichlo. It's the effort made between yourself and your intellect. Interesting description. Mashesh Lav Chavos concerning what's required of you. Me'akasuv Hamur, from the passage it says Yatata Yom Hashivos Avecha. You should know today and inculcate in your heart. Hashem Elokim Hashmayim Ma'avar Tzitachas Ein Od. V'Kavana Api Shenyan Cheshbon Yotzei Harbein L'Maasim. Even though Cheshbon has a lot to do with practice, and this is I guess the Cheshbon HaNefesh, if anything, here in this pasuk, the Korean pasuk says Zeichel L'Maasim has nothing to do with Maisim. Omar Bashamayim Mimal Va'Oretz Mitachas Ramaz Ki Came Shuis Baruch Eino Milvado Bashamayim Uvaretz. I never saw Rosh Hashanah before, but since there's no other besides him, he named it Tzab Mashu Bashamayim Ein Od. So on account of his being Bashamayim Ein Od, Roish Chonyani Aseichel Yochel Rak Laman Kavoda. All matters that intellectually follow Hashem's honor. Tzab Mashu Baretz Ein Od. Hachiv Shekol Yoni Amasim Ha'artziyim. The obligations of all matters of this world, material matters, Yechu Raklaman Kvoda shall also be for his covet. So Hashemayim Mal refers to the Seichel Baretz Tachas, Ein O refers to the Maasim. A person has to be very careful concerning this. Since he looks into an abstract analysis. And he'll feel the covenant of Hashem to a certain extent, small extent. His heart will deceive him. Besides this revelation in the heart, okay, there's nothing else to do. It's like they say called cardiac Judaism, right? So all you have to have is the heart, right?
Yeah.
You have to uproot this from the heart. Great loss. The person doesn't have to turn his eyes backwards. I guess this is the quote, some sort of citation from the Geras Rambam. But so without looking there, I'm just going to speculate that he doesn't have to constantly rechecking himself to make sure that what he did is 100% or perfect. What do you approximate to be the cover of your creator? Is holy and lofty. All the details of the activities, and the learning of the specific halachos, which are the holy province, holy entities of the Creator. So yes, of course, we don't require you to be paranoid and neurotic about it, but we require you to know what to do and to learn and to know what to do. Even if you don't feel any revelation in the heart, which of course is a problem which many of us have, at least some of the time. It's because you not yet become accustomed and sanctified to connect to what's in Hashem. Once you to cling to Hashem's holy name, meaning when you start doing something which is what's in Hashem, because all the analysis, analytical learning in the world, ultimately, as you said way back at the beginning of the book, they are only drachim to hasagas ritzonim. Well, once you asuk and rotzen Hashem, madmus naroch lemala zu. What is comparable to this level? In other words, it's a very high level to be asuk and rotzen Hashem. hu al pi cheshbon shegam ba'oretz mitachas ein o milvado. So the cheshbon is ein o milvado, and therefore things down here below are supposed to be directed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yodu shetzon yisbar b'chol davar tov. It's no, that Hashem wants everything good. B'chol davar al merida mamash, everything bad is a rebellion against Hashem. So the if a just to differentiate between Rav Kook and other schools of thought, if you are a chassid, you'd be looking at the possibly like Rav Kook is saying, but also possibly looking at the tikkunim and the lomasol yonim atachtonim that you're making with all the good things that you're doing, or the kilkulim you're making lomasol yonim atachtonim with all the bad things you're doing. Okay, which is really not just the chassid, but Nefesh HaChaim would probably also have that perspective, because this whole for sure is about what you accomplish with your mitzvahs and what you destroy with your averos. He's not focusing on that. He's focusing on whether it brings you closer to Hashem, or to the doing Ratzon Hashem, or further from Ratzon Hashem. Mussar would say to you perhaps that the idea is to have midos tovos, and that good things bring you to give you midos tovos, and bad things give you midos ros. So and the Ratzon Hashem specifically, Rav Kook is being very general. Ratzon Hashem specifically is to work on one's midos and enhance them. If you were a yeka,
I think that the Tanya emphasizes that when you're involved in learning, so you are actually thinking about learning, which is the etzem of Hashem. So if you're learning, you are the etzem, like part of Hashem. Whereas if you're doing mitzvahs, so then it's already Ratzon Hashem. But if you're learning, so then it's like you're mamish, you are Hashem, something like that.
I don't know. I take it with a grain of salt, but that's fine. I don't like this mamish. I don't. Lubavitch deals with the Ein Sof too much for my taste.
Yeah.
With atzmus, with mohus, it's.
The Tanya, he says that everything is Hashem. That the table is Hashem.
Yes, so it's very close. It's called panentheism, not pantheism, but it's very close. And let's not get into it. It's too.
You're right.
Too off the beaten path. So and Yeka might say, well, mitzvahs and averos are given in order to make order in the bria and not make disorder. But Rav Kook is saying that it's all an aspect of so there's this which the Chol Masavos really calls yichud ha'maisa. That everything a person does should be unified with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So I think that's really very close to what he's saying. That which we don't do something against the will of a distinguished person, not a person who's powerful, person distinguished. It's only because of your ratzon, your internal ratzon, and not your body, because you're not being compelled to do this, right? You feel it's necessary. So forget about punishments, rewards, right? That's of course there's full of punishments and rewards, but that's for the hamoina, the people who need to function on that level. But you're supposed to want to do your things and not do other things because it's the Ratzon Hashem, and you want to connect to the Ratzon Hashem. Okay. Let's start here. Evaluate the different levels in perfection and avodas Hashem. Wherever this is, You're not your anxiety. There'll be no rest from anxiety for somebody who wants to go to a level which is above him. Interesting. The David say yesh lo klalu prat. Klalu, the general principle, she'enu motzei menucha lenafsho mimnei shelo yisigas hamayla shurachayka. He didn't achieve the level which is distant from him, so he's always in a state of disquiet, disturbance. Zosim bidara. That's a bad midah. Then it says badam. It's only found in a person das as a lack of intelligence. Shazehod save, and that lack of intelligence is what gives you sadness. Umriyas korach atzma koras ruach batzmo, and the prevention of having satisfaction. Leim would say rak mitosh eno torech laskil mahi zosa ma'ala. It's only because he's not trying to understand what is this level, shu doresh min nafsho, which is demanding of his soul, misatsev al him iman up, and it's sad on its not being achieved. My gidra amiti utna, what is its true definition and its conditions? If he would consider this, the very fact that he analyzed the Mila, interesting idea. A mile, you can look at a mile which is above you and say, "Well, I'm so upset I don't reach that mile." But the moment you understand, there's the I forget who says it's one of the Rishonim, maybe it's Chomos. He says, "Ili yadati vayisi." Were I to know Hashem, I would be Hashem. So so this is a similar principle. Ili yadata samala, vayisa samala. In other words, by appreciating a level in and of itself, you're on that level. Right? When you look at a level as being beyond you, it's because you don't fully grasp it. If you fully grasp it, then by definition, you've reached that level. That's the understanding which you have. I think that's what he's saying. It'll be complete with the light of happiness. Because then he'd know what he has to do because he analyzed it. Once he's on the road, so great sadness is moving. So even though you haven't reached the goal yet. When he doesn't know what he himself is trying to get to, he can't find the road. For spiritual illumination. I think it's supposed to be mishomaim. He's sitting in darkness and anxiety, desolate. So every person should take time to be in his soul, to look into his soul. What he needs for shleimus is a derech. And how can you imagine this achieving this success? Hashem will open him the gates of light. He'll take sinners along the right path. The Gomer. Won't be for things which are above him. So once he knows that he's in the ballpark, they're saying, now, he knows it's matters, but no, it's conditions. It's no longer above him. As long as he doesn't try and attempt to understand Mila, you just see it as the empty shell. You can go want to reach very high madrigas, which are not shaykh to. Even if it's not above it. She's borrowed tfilas nafsho when it becomes clear that his soul demands it. Below if you don't analyze it, lamali menu. In other words, if you don't understand a mila, even if it's not above you, you won't be able to attain it. Right? Because it has to be that you're able to understand it or to attain it. Okay, let's see this going on. All right, so I think we'll stop here for tonight. That was good.
Okay, very good.
Right. Okay, have a good week. Actually, should be fine. Okay, have a good week.
You too. Take care.